Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slain Hope. I got another video for y'all. This video is basically about a conversation that kind of like me and Kai had. And one day we were talking and she told me like, every girl is a hoe for the right man. And at first I was looking at her like, what? But then as I started to think about it and reflect, it made a lot of sense. And she explained it a little further, right? Because it usually just takes one man to make a hoe out of a woman or a girl, right? And a lot of times you hear women say these things, right? You hear them fantasize. You hear them say like they want this dude to do X, Y, Z, right? Some women even say like, and I believe a lot of kinks are rooted in sexual trauma. A lot of people don't like when I say that, but that's the facts, right? A lot of kinks are rooted in sexual trauma. Like there's some women who say like, I want you to spit on me. I want you to, they even got this fantasy rape thing. That is a thing, I want to be tied. I want to be called a bitch. I want to be violated, degraded. Like, you hear the things. I want to be effed like a slut. Like, all of those things, like, people think those things are normal. Those things don't. But those things come from somewhere. Those things come from a place. Those things usually come from some traumatic experience, some type of violation that some man, or some type of conditioning that some man accustomed your child to, And then I started to think about back in the days. Again, it only takes one man. I started to think about back in the days how when the guys were smutting girls out. I don't know if y'all still use that word, but this is the terminology that they used to use back in the days. Dudes used to be like, yeah, I smutted her out. Now, what that usually means, if you don't understand, it usually takes one guy that this girl might really like, or that, he just has the ways of manipulating her into sleeping with his friends, into sleeping with his homies. Some of these dudes even manipulated women to have sex for money. You know what I'm saying? They was getting paid. A lot of pimps, this is how they started out. They was going to these chicks. They were saying, look, yo, you out here fucking and sucking for free. You know what I'm saying? You might as well get paid. I'll protect you, boom, 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 X, Y, Z. And then next thing you know, one of y'all daughters is out there selling coochie for this guy. And some of them was just doing it for free. A lot of them was sexually assaulted at home, by uncle, by stepdad, by whoever, right? A lot of parents, they didn't even care, right? Some parents even allow their kids to masturbate at a young age, or watch porn, or do certain things. Some parents didn't didn't restrict certain things. Some parents, they brought a different man to the house all the time, and they daughters heard them. Sometimes some of these kids might even see their parents. So it's a lot of things that are byproducts, right? But again, back to the one man. It takes one man. You usually always used to take one man. A lot of times some girls didn't even want to do it. And I used to see or hear the stories of, sometimes the dude that she really likes, or the dude that got her to, smut herself out, he'll go back in there and be like, nah, just do this real quick. Like, and I used to be like, wow, this shit is crazy. Thank the Lord, I ain't never smut nobody out. You know what I'm saying? By the time they got to me, they was already doing what they was doing, Lord. I'm not trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying? But like, because you know what the sad thing about this is? That it doesn't stop there. The cycle keeps going. This is why it amazes me sometimes how some of you dudes who got daughters be getting so upset. Y'all be getting so mad when y'all daughters go through the same cycle that you put some other woman in the hood, or a few women in the hood, through. Y'all get so angry. Y'all get so upset. But how many women did you smut out? How many women did you take advantage of? How many women you passed around? I remember one time I was sitting there thinking, I remember my mans, I was just talking to my mans about this. I remember he came, they brought some, because this is what they do, right? They give these girls weed and liquor. A lot of people in the hood just be self-medicating before they do something dumb, or just to cope with just living in the hood. So I remember they brought this girl over and just dropped her in the trap. After they did whatever they did with her, they just brought her over, dropped her in the trap. Like, yo, y'all could have fun with that. See, me personally, I wasn't really the kind of guy I didn't take pride in sleeping with somebody after my man slept with them. Like, I just didn't think that was cool. I didn't even want to kiss nobody that I knew my mans and them kissed. That shit was just weird to me. But to some dudes, they ain't getting no ass. They ain't getting no ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, man, I ain't never struggled, you know what I mean? But look, it's not about that right now. The point is, some dudes were struggling back then too. So they didn't care who had this girl. They didn't care who kissed her. They didn't care who slept with her. They didn't care. They just cared about having a warm hole to go in. And dude dropped this girl off at the trap, and I'm like, we there with the homies, and I'm just like, what the hell's going on? They dropped off and they just left. Shorty kind of drunk. Like, I'm just like, yo. And I remember these dudes started going wild in the room. You know, I'm younger, I'm a teenager, and I'm just looking at them. And at first it was kind of funny. You know, we young and stupid. And I ain't really do nothing crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. The most I did was smack the girl butt. You know what I'm saying? That's the most I did. And I'm taking accountability for that. But then there was other weird shit that was just going on. And I'm like, man, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, and I probably should have been telling them to chill. But you know, we was young, we was stupid, we was raised a certain way. It doesn't make it right. But I'm just like, I'm thinking about all of that shit, man. I'm thinking about all of those moments. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about the moments where we used to go to this other spot and there'll be like 12 dudes down there. And they'll bring like 2 girls. And I used to be like, yo, this shit was crazy. See, my mans and them would tell you. I used to kick, when it was my turn to get live back in the day, I used to kick dudes out of my crib. They'll tell you. My friends will tell you. They'll be like, yo, man, Vic, kick motherfuckers out. They'll tell you, I kick motherfuckers out. I'm not saying I never really fully had those type of situations. I probably had like one situation where it was me and my friend smashing another girl. But I don't really like that. That wasn't really my thing. My man's will tell you. That wasn't really my thing. I kicked them out and have, you know what I'm saying, had the girl all to myself. So, but I'm just thinking about, this is going to be a cycle. Somebody's going to take advantage of your daughter. That's why I fear having a daughter. Not because of karma, because I fear that I won't be able to fully protect her from the wolves. But it's the same thing with a son. But I think I'll be able to protect my son a little better. But you know, this keeps going. Somebody's waiting to take advantage of your daughter. A lot of y'all parents are not protecting your kids adequately. You don't even allow them to talk to you. You don't know who their friends are. You don't know who they're fraternizing with. You don't know who they're hanging out with. You're kicking them out the house. They're running away from home because, you know, it's unbearable to be home. You know, you don't even know what they're doing when they leave home. You don't even know who they're staying with. You don't even know what they're doing to survive when they're out of your jurisdiction. You don't even know. Some of these girls be roaming the streets. Stray cats. It's sad because at the end of the day, we just products of circumstances that we don't even have nothing to do with. I'm saying some of our parents were smoking crack. Some of our parents was doing drugs when they was pregnant. Or drugs when we was young. Like 1 year old. Like, some of our parents was doing a lot of shit, man. We ain't asked for this. And it's sad because the cycle is going to continue. Somebody going to be waiting for your son. Some older dude going to be waiting for your son to turn him into a gangbanger. They waiting for them. Because they need young soldiers to go put in work for them. So somebody going to be out there recruiting for your son. And somebody going to be out there. They need these prostitutes out here in the street. You know what I'm saying? Or they need chicks holding guns. Or they need chicks doing whatever they need them doing out there nowadays. And your daughter's going to be a victim too. And it's crazy. So back to the fathers, man. Yeah, you dudes get so mad. But nah, homie, hold it down. Because it's just your daughter's turn. It's just your daughter's turn. Because you was sitting out here doing it to somebody else's daughter. And you didn't care. You didn't think about it. Of course, you probably was young. You didn't know no better. A lot of dudes was young, didn't know no better. But then you grow up and you don't even teach your daughter adequately. Because we don't really, we don't really know how to talk to the ladies sometimes, right? We just talk in a certain way. But it's sad, man, because the cycle gonna keep going on. The best thing we could do is just try to make it easy for our children to talk to us. Try to be some good parents. Try to hide some of the things that we do. Don't expose our kids to it. And yeah, man, but it's sad because like I said this before in another video, people are out there waiting for your kids. When you can't take care of your kids adequately, somebody else gonna take care of them. And sometimes it's not the parents' fault. Sometimes these kids are just, but I don't know. But sometimes, yeah, the kids are rebellious, but you can always pay more attention. Pay attention to who she's hanging out with. If you gotta follow, listen, if you gotta follow your kids one day, when they claim they going to school or go pick them up, or when she says she going to hang out, then that's what you just got to do, because you just got to get a glimpse of what your child be doing when you ain't around. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. You should try to get a glimpse of your child just hanging out without your supervision, and just to see what she's doing. Just to see what she's doing. If you got the time. Some parents don't got the time. But yeah, man. Takes that right guy, man. That right guy can fuck up your daughter's whole life. So let me know what y'all thoughts are. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.